Welcome back to my Major Arcana Collage series, and today's card, Temperance. This card, which is number 14 in the Major Arcana, symbolizes balance, moderation, and bringing opposites into harmony. In the Rider-Waite deck, we see an angel holding 2 cups with water, magically flowing back and forth between them, the elements of life flowing together. The word temperance actually derives from the Latin temperare, which means to mix or to combine properly. In the words of Rachel Pollack in her book of the Tarot, temperance combines the elements of the personality so that the individual and the outer world will flow together naturally. In my own card, I have chosen this vintage photo of 2 women on roller skates as the primary image. For me, they symbolize the idea of keeping the balance and of 2 opposite sides of life, or of 2 opposite sides within the self flowing together in harmony. On the Rider-Waite card, the angel stands with 1 foot on land and 1 foot on water, just like the maiden in the star card actually. If you haven't watched the making of my own star card in this series, you can find the link to that video in the description below. So it was important to me to bring in this element of balancing these 2 realms of potentiality, symbolized by the water, and actual manifestation, symbolized by the land in the collage. So here I am going through my magic boxes with all those images that I keep collecting, and I'm looking for an image that has the sea or water on it, and the other one, another one that has land, a rock, the earth on it. And I also need a background, so I'm starting here. I have found this beautiful sky with the pink and purple tones in it, and then I have another image that has a kind of rocky, mountainous, deserty landscape, so I'm trying to see and fit them onto the back of this wooden card. And I have not decided yet how I'm going to integrate those 2 rollerblading girls, but I'm just focusing on the background with these 2 elements of water and land. And here with this piece of sheet music, I'm bringing in the element of music, which is also to symbolize harmony, flowing together in harmony to produce something where the opposites or different elements come together and they create harmony. And so now that I have my background selected, I'm cutting out the black and white image. Like I'm trying first to see how much I want to cut away from the background, but eventually I realize I need to cut them out completely, like all the background has to go from that black and white image so that only those 2 figures remain and can take their place on that background. And at this point, I'm still playing with the composition. I haven't glued any of the elements down yet. I'm still not quite sure about the placement. And well, about the placement, yes, I know what's at the top and at the bottom, but I'm not quite sure what I want the middle to look like, if there should go another collage element. I feel it's getting a little bit too busy, and I really like this kind of open space behind those two women. And so I haven't glued anything down yet at this point. So I've now decided this is how it's going to be. I really like that there's a little bit of wood showing through, not everything is covered. And now I'm trimming the elements, the images to fit on the background, and I'm using my glue stick to glue everything into place. I would just be using collage this time, but now that I have this open space with the bare wooden background, I really feel like using some paint. I always love this part of it, gives me a little bit of a break of working with images and all that symbolism in the images, and think about composition. So I really love this kind of little break, a mini break, where I'm just mixing colors and blending and just enjoying this different type of medium, which is so fluid, and it's just working with paint, and I'm not doing anything much in particular. I'm just outlining, I'm blending, mixing, and just enjoying this little switch to a different medium before I go back to collage. And I enjoy using brushes or little cosmetic sponge to just dab on the color and just play. And I'm trying to harmonize the colors and blend the paint with the collage images. And at this point, I didn't still feel quite so happy with those two elements, the ocean and the land. And I found this other image which seemed to flow and blend really, really nicely with the rocky landscape on the right, and it also blended in. It had a little bit more of muted colors and just the whole shape, everything that seemed to be the perfect water element. So I glued that just over the image I had there before, a little bit more blending of the edges, and with some wax crayons, lots of blending with my fingers. And still there was something missing, like the finishing element, something symbolic, and also something maybe in a circular shape. I really felt that this brought the whole image together with all those rather straight lines. I liked to bring in this element of the circle. And of course, the image of the tree is also very significant, because I placed it so that the tree seems to come out of, in the middle between these two women that represent balance. And what I'm trying to say with the tree growing out behind them, and actually, as you can see, if you look closely, I have one of the girls having her feet and rollerblading on the ground, and the other one has her feet in the water to symbolize that they are magically flowing within these two elements, and the tree behind them symbolizes the harmony that comes out of that, being in balance and flowing with those two opposite elements of life. And out of that comes growth and new life. And the tree also gives them stability in return. So it gives them the groundedness that the rock brings, the earth, and it also, the crown that reaches up to the sky, symbolizes the fluidity and the movement and the growth, which basically is something that's always moving. So yeah, I now at this point really feel very happy with my card. I feel that it's now coming together and it's done. So now I just do the usual finishing touches. This is like a closing ritual for me, using some watercolors. I have some metallic watercolors, so I'm just outlining this shape and adding a few metallic touches here and there. And this is my temperance card. I hope you enjoyed watching. And I would love to hear from you what you think about my interpretation. So thanks so much for subscribing to my channel and following this Major Arcana Tarot series. Take care, have a wonderful day, and happy Easter.